my own custom background. Oh, I did.
And we are live on YouTube.
Sweet.
I love those words.
Close.
Sweet. Yeah, I want cheesy poops.
Right.
I have the coolest shirt on right now, by the way. It's not
Ooh,
relevant, but it is the coolest shirt.
Is it a Star Trek shirt?
you
No,
need to
that's
stand
that's
up.
almost
All
as
right.
cool. It's
Folks.
it's Link. It's Link sitting on the Game of Thrones.
Ah,
All right. For those of you out
It's
there in
almost as
YouTube
cool.
land feeling like you walked into the middle of a conversation, you did. And so we are actually also in the middle of our reading of Willow. So this is the second half of Willow that we're getting ready to take a look at. We finished off with Willow and Mad Mardigan and the two brownies rescuing Finn Raziel from the island, and then they just got captured by Sorsha and her minions. So that is where we'll
Just
pick up in
leave.
just a minute. We're going to start first, real quick though, with introductions, starting with Vicky.
good evening. I'm Vicky Dykes. I'm from Penhold, Alberta in Canada. And my pronouns are she, her. Tonight, I will be doing 3 sections of actions and descriptions, which is saying a lot. There's a lot. I'm also Finn Brazil. I'm very happy to be her. And a couple of small roles, and Eric.
Awesome. And where can folks find you on social media, Vicky?
Oh, yes, I'm on Facebook under Vicky Dykes, and I'm on Instagram. I'm Yoga Grandma 10 in case you want to get a hold of me.
Awesome. Aubrey, how about you?
Yes. Hi, I'm Aubrey McCoy, and my pronouns are I will respond to whatever. I like them all. They're all good. They're all friends. And you can find me at Lucy and the Fair on Instagram, Aubrey McCoy Facebook, and Spotify under Aubrey McCoy because I write music and do all that stuff too there. Or you can find me on YouTube. I will be playing today. I get to play a bit of Sorsha. I get to do actions and descriptions, and I get to play some Mad Mardigan, which is awesome.
Cool.
And then some other smaller roles.
And Beth Morda, too,
And Bavmorda. Yes, I get to play the Evil Queen.
the evil queen. All right. Simon.
Yeah, my name is Simon Squire. I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. I respond to he, him, or hey, you over there. Um, yeah, I am going to be voicing, I guess, actions and dialogue 12 and 16, Mad Mardigan, Willow, and some random warrior.
Which you do
Awesome.
so well.
Oh, and I'm on the Facebook, Simon Squire, uh, Blue Sky, Simon Squire actor, and I have a YouTube channel that I've pretty much abandoned, but there's still videos there called C Squee Talks.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
My name is Kat Wilson, and I live in Gig Harbor, Washington. My pronouns are she, her. Tonight I'll be starting off with Willow and moving on later to the second half of Sorsha. And then a couple sections of action descriptions and the villager, the knight, the minion, and finishing up with Kaya. And normally, if you can't find me here, then I'll also be with Two Households in Fair Corona, a Shakespeare reading group, which we read on Saturdays.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're welcome
but
to
you
it.
still need to send me invite for.
I
Anyways.
still haven't sent it to you. Oh, well,
No, you did
I
not.
am so sorry. I'll send both of you invites. Because
Whew.
Shakespeare's pretty cool too. All right.
Shakespeare's fantastic.
But the last time I did Shakespeare was King Lear
That's
when
a
I,
good one.
when I was in grade
Alright.
3.
Let me get our screen up here then, and we'll get started with our reading.
We're doing a comedy in airs on Saturday.
Oh yes, Comedy of Errors.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I just love it when we get through all those things. Of course.
All your faces have moved.
Everybody's face moves. That's how it goes. Okay. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood right now. Don't mind
Me
me.
too. We're going to get along.
Oh, we're gonna get along great. It's
Oh,
gonna be
I
fantastic.
am
All right,
7
how's
days
that for
sober.
size, you all? Is that a good
Are-
size, or you want it
that
slightly larger?
yes, I think this is fine. No, maybe one more size up would be good. Just because I have it away from my computer. I don't want to.
How's that?
Yeah, that's perfect. I
That's
can read fine.
lovely.
Okay. So Vicky's going to start us off with actions and descriptions.
Section 9, we are caravans and cages planting the seeds. Exterior, road day. Saoirse and her men now ride with a caravan of 50 Nockmar troops, chained by their necks. Willow and Madmartigan walk behind a wagon. Raziel sits trapped in a cage on the back of the wagon.
Oh, I can't go on.
Willow loses strength, falls, and is dragged. Madmartigan picks him up and carries him on his shoulders. Saoirse sees this.
Now, is this one me or?
Yes.
Okay. Willow, why don't you just use your magic to get us out of here?
He's no magician.
He turned that monster into stone.
Raziel peers sternly at Willow, who is eye level with her cage. Did you give that acorn its power?
No.
A magician makes magic. Any fool can use it. Madmartigan shakes his head at her.
Then you get us out of here.
I will, but I need help.
Sorry. Oh, I'll help you.
I won't.
You must learn magic.
Well, that's all I've ever wanted.
Then I will teach you. Saoirse rides up from the rear of the caravan, carrying the baby who is crying. Madmartigan, with Willow still on his shoulders, straightens up and flirts with her.
Nice horse. Nice hair. Real nice hair. I'd say you've got the most beautiful hair I have ever...
She flashes her eyes at him.
We'll force you to boil you in oil.
She nods towards her lieutenant, who snarls viciously.
Don't tempt me.
She turns away. The baby squirms and cries.
If you rest the baby on your shoulder, she'll stop crying.
Shut up.
Saoirse rides along. She shifts the baby to her other shoulder, and she instantly stops crying. Saoirse throws a look at Willow. Madmartigan takes a long, deep breath.
I love the smell of a woman.
My stepfather's going to hear you, tear you apart.
Madmartigan pounds his chest and taunts her.
I'm torn apart already. I mean it. Under all that armor is a beautiful...
Crack! Saoirse whips her horse and gallops ahead.
Oh, Diamond, yeah. Sorry.
Who is that girl, anyway?
Saoirse, Queen Barmorda's daughter. Madmartigan snaps his finger and discourages himself.
Forget that one, Madmartigan.
Raziel leaps against the bars of her cage, chatters her teeth, and whispers to Willow. Willow, to learn magic, first you must make your own philosopher's stone.
What do I need for that?
We must start with feathers, dung, and a lock of your hair. Willow pulls a strand of his hair out in front of his eyes and frowns at it. Madmartigan, meanwhile, can't take his eyes off Saoirse.
Now that's a woman.
Exterior Nockmar campsite night. Fires and torches burn around pitch tents. Soldiers eat and drink, and meat is thrown out to the death dogs. From her cage, Raziel looks down at Willow, still chained to the wagon next to Madmartigan. Willow is grinding a substance with a rock. Keep working at it. Forget all you know, or think you know. A magician's power depends on disorder of the mind. She twists her head through the bars. Madmartigan squints at her.
You got that one covered.
Willow hears the baby crying in a distant tent.
Well, I hope she's all right. How much more do I have to do of this?
Till it's in a powder. The energy exists within you.
I know, and the magician's goal is to find his true self, but what's this got to do with it?
As below, so above. You hold the universe, Willow, in your hand. Madmartigan clasps his forehead.
I'm beginning to think you two deserve to be locked up.
The universe is a living creature, like you and me, Mad Martigan.
Madmartigan cynically gazes at the sky, gesturing wildly.
We're a tiny version of all that?
As above, so below. Willow looks around. Heavily armed Nockmar minions rip chunks of meat around a campfire.
I think you skipped a line.
Oh, I'm sorry. Burn it to a fine ash. Willow looks around. Heavily armed Nockmar minions rip chunks of meat around a campfire.
How am I going to do that?
Patience. Concentrate. You will find a way. Suddenly, footsteps clump toward them. Willow quickly folds the powder inside some cloth and hides it in his pocket. The lieutenant marches up and scrutinizes them suspiciously. He abruptly snatches Willow up, hacks a chain, and drags him off.
What's going on?
Madmartigan struggles against his chains, angry and worried.
Hurt him, and you'll answer to me.
Interior, Sorcia's tent, night. The lieutenant clamps irons on Willow's wrists, flings him into a tent, and exits. Willow looks up and sees Sorcia, still in her uniform, impatiently pacing with the crying baby.
This baby won't do what I say. You seem to know what to do. Here, make it shut up.
Sorcia dumps the baby in Willow's arms and then backs away.
She needs to be changed.
I changed her already.
Willow politely shrugs.
She needs to be changed again.
Sorcia crosses her arms in a hug and watches as Willow changes the baby. Soon the baby stops crying. Relieved, yet still anxious, Sorcia paces to a mirror. Willow rocks the baby gently, absently looking at the fire, and then his eyes focuses on the fire.
Who is that horrible friend of yours?
Mad Martigan.
Who is he?
I don't know much about him.
Sorcia fiddles with her long red hair. Willow creeps towards the fire.
He's very bold. Do you really think my hair is beautiful?
She turns and looks right at Willow. He looks back. She asks the question again by holding out strands of her hair.
Yes, it is very nice hair.
He suddenly strides over to Sorcia.
She's hungry.
I know she's hungry. I tried to feed her, but she wouldn't eat a thing. I'm not a wet nurse.
Here, hold her.
He hands Sorcia the baby and then goes to the fire where there's a stone crock of milk. He carefully takes his cloth pouch out of his pocket and unfolds it. At the other side of the tent, Sorcia awkwardly paces with the baby.
I tried everything. A spoon. I put milk into her mouth. She just spat it out. I don't know what to do. Not a mother.
During this, Willow ignites his powdery substance. It flares slightly, then burns to an ash. He gathers it up and then returns to Sorcia with the milk.
Sometimes she likes it heated.
Willow finds a strip of cloth, dips it in the milk, and feeds Allura Dannon in Sorcia's arms. He looks up at Sorcia and smiles.
She's a good baby.
Sorcia looks down at the baby. Exterior Nockmar campsite morning. The caravan packs up to move on. Soldiers drag Willow to the wagon and lift him on board, chaining him beside Raziel's cage. Willow excitedly pats his pocket and whispers,
I did it. I got the ashes.
and when the soldiers leave, he digs out the pouch and proudly shows it to Raziel. Good. The first step is complete. Chained behind the wagon, Madmartigan reaches forward and pokes Willow with his finger.
Did she ask about me?
Who?
Come on, Peck, don't give me a hard time. You were in the tent all night with her. Did she say anything?
Willow deliberately plays innocent.
She said lots of things.
Willow!
Willow grins. At last,
She asked about you, Mad Mart, again.
Well, what did she say?
suddenly Sorsha gallops up on horseback, holding the baby. She flings a wad of clothes at Madmartigan.
Here, you're going to need these where we're going.
She rides off. Madmartigan looks down at the clothes. They then looks at Willow.
She's in love.
You're crazy. I think you're in love.
Exterior Snow Mountain Day. The Knockmore Cavern climbs into snow-covered mountains. In the wagon, Raziel is grilling Willow. He concentrates hard, cramming, memorizing, straining.
We don't have much time left. Go on, go on.
I must concentrate my imagination to create a new reality.
What's the magician's weapon?
The limitless power of...
Raziel flips around in spasms of impatience.
Your will! Your will! What else could it be?
I can't remember all these things. What am I learning?
The art of transformation.
But what am I going to transform?
Me!
Willow and Madmartigan stare at Raziel.
You?
What are you going to become, Raziel? Queen of the rodents?
Sorsha rides up to the wagon. The baby is cold. Take her. She dismounts with care, keeping the baby bundled. She hands the baby to Willow. Madmartigan watches and listens.
You remind me of your father, Sorsha.
My father was a weakling.
He was a great king. Not like your stepfather, not like your mother. He ruled Tir Asleen with kindness and a generous heart.
My mother calls that a weakness.
What do you call it?
Sorsha turns and glares at Madmartigan. I do what I am told.
Too bad you're not more like your father.
She looks at him a moment, then abruptly mounts her horse and rides ahead. Exterior road towards Snow Camp, late afternoon. The caravan rides towards a large Knockmore camp. Death dogs howl and fires burn ominously in the distance. Willow and Madmartigan watch as King Kale rides out to meet the caravan. Kale is huge, powerful, and cruel, part beast, part man, and he carries a terrible sword at his side. Sorsha carefully shows him the baby. He grabs it from her. Be careful! Don't tell me what to do. Kale viciously hits Sorsha, knocking her off her horse. Madmartigan and Willow watch angrily. Kale gallops towards camp with the baby under his arm. Sorsha shakes away the pain and, humiliated, mounts her horse.
We got to get the baby out of here.
Raziel dashes around her cage.
Tonight, I'll complete the Philosopher's Stone. I must be turned back.
Looking off into camp, angry and resolute, Willow takes out the ingredients for the stone.
I'll do it, Raziel.
Exterior, snow camp, night. Now in a kind of portable cell, Madmartigan clutches the jail bars and looks out at the camp. Fires and torches burn, and Knockmar soldiers patrol. Shivering cold, Willow sits cross-legged in the jail, melting snow into a bowl. On the nearby lean-to, where skins and shields are kept, Raziel hangs in her cage. Somewhere the baby is crying. In the distance, Sorsha goes inside one of the tents. There's a muffled yelling between Sorsha and Kale. Then Kale storms out of the tent and goes inside the tent next door. Willow pours the ashes into the melted stone.
Let it settle. Carefully, slowly. Concentration and will. Now, pour the water off.
As Willow works, Mad Mardigan binds together the scrap sticks of wood, making a long pole. He groggily hooks Raziel's cage with this, lifting it from the spike.
Ooh, this smells terrible.
That's the life spark. Essence of magic and sorcery.
Mad Mardigan angles the pole, and the cage slides towards him. He grabs it with both hands and rips it apart. Raziel right away scurries down the sail bars, jumps into the jail, and bites Willow's hand.
Ouch!
They look out nervously at patrolling Nockmar soldiers. Willow sucks the back of his hand.
What'd you bite me for?
We need blood to nourish the stone, to charge the stone with energy.
Willow drips his blood into the concentration, then stirs it with a twig. It begins to glow from within.
The components of the stone are fusing.
Willow's eyes widen in anticipation. Exterior snow camp night later. Fires have burned down. Most of the camp is sleeping. It is nearing dawn. Mad Mardigan stares out at Sorsha's tent, deep in thought. Will holds up the completed philosopher's stone, a red ball of pliable putty.
Again, what is the magician's weapon?
His will.
Now use it.
Willow presses the philosopher's stone against the chain lock. He sheepishly looks over his shoulder at Raziel.
I just wanted to test it first.
No, change me back into a sorceress, Willow.
Willow goes to Raziel and concentrates with physical and mental intensity.
Avgudu suprium bluwata.
It starts to work. Raziel curls into a ball of fur. The fur changes into feathers. She begins to squawk strangely. She emerges as a raven-sized bird.
Oh, what did I do?
He sags with exhaustion and massages his blistered hands. Then click! The lock falls open. They all look over and Mad Mardigan picks it up off the ground.
Not bad, Peck. I'm impressed. You busted the lock.
Willow clutches Mad Mardigan's arm. He holds up the stone.
Mad Mardigan, let's go. Let's go get a Lord Danon.
With coldness in his eyes, Mad Mardigan stares across the camp at Shorse's tent.
Let's get a Lord Danon.
They sneak away.
Wait! What about me?
Raziel flaps her wings and flies up into the dark sky. Exterior through the camp, dawn. Willow and Mad Mardigan sneak behind tents, hiding them from patrolling guards. Very quietly, they creep up to Kale's tent. Mad Mardigan knocks out a guard and steals his knife. They crawl dangerously over to Sorsha's tent.
You're a magician, Willow, but I'm a thief. Wait here. I'll get the baby.
Mad Mardigan slits the back of the tent open and slips inside. Raziel flutters down and lands on Willow's shoulder.
I'm supposed to be a beautiful woman.
Willow shrugs apologetically.
Section 11, Rescue and Escape. Interior Sorsha's tent, dawn. Crouched inside the large tent, Mad Mardigan calculates his next move. In the far corner, Sorsha lies asleep. He steals a baby from a crib of straw, starts to leave, but stops. Willow pokes his head inside.
Come on, Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan stares over at Sorsha, lured by her beauty. He slowly walks towards her bed.
What are you doing? Get out of there.
Mad Mardigan looks down at her. Morning's rush light illuminates her youthful face, and her long red hair is spread across her pillow. Out of her armor, in soft night clothes, she looks like a goddess. Upon her breast is a golden necklet inlaid with ornate jewels. Quietly,
I love you.
He kisses her lips. Her eyes open.
One move, and you really will be a woman.
Holding the baby, Madmartigan does not move a muscle. Saoirse holds a knife at his crotch.
You're a fool. Now put her back.
I'm not gonna let this baby die.
Saoirse presses the knife.
Don't make me kill you.
Willow watches as Madmartigan carefully backs away from Saoirse.
I believe you would.
Sitting up, Saoirse waves her knife. Madmartigan places the baby in the straw crib.
Why do you say that?
Say what?
I love you.
Madmartigan walks back to Saoirse's bed. Willow crawls into the tent behind Madmartigan's back.
Because it's true.
I don't believe you.
Saoirse defensively kneels on her bed as Madmartigan walks towards her. He shows no fear of her knife, compelled instead by honest passion. Oh, for once, he isn't conning anybody. His feelings are genuine.
I wish it weren't true. I swore I'd never let this happen. I hate you. I hate your beauty. I hate your innocence. I hate the feelings you've awakened in me.
The knife trembles in Saoirse's hand.
I'm in love with you, Saoirse. I don't want to be, but a power has enchanted me and I stand helpless against it. It's torture. Battlefield or prison cell was never half as cruel.
He kneels onto her bed. Her hand falls. Her knife falls to the floor. Her chest heaves with fear and emotion.
I want you, and I can't have you, so I want you all the more. If this were another time, another place, I'd...
He stops. He looks into her eyes. Willow dashes out of the tent with the baby.
You'd what?
Madmartigan takes Saoirse in his arms and kisses her. Her trembling body surrenders to him until they hear a scream outside the tent. It all happens quickly. Kale rips open the canvas and catches them in their embrace. In one hand, he holds the baby. In the other, Willow.
What's going on here?
Saoirse sees the baby, sees the empty crib, and smashes Madmartigan hard across the face.
Harry.
Deceiver!
Kale hurls Willow across the tent, tosses the baby in the straw, growls horribly as he lunges at Madmartigan. Madmartigan rolls away and sees Saoirse's sword nearby. He grabs it. As Kale draws his sword, Madmartigan artfully slices away the center pole and the entire tent collapses. Exterior snow camp, morning. Bodies writhe under the fallen mass of canvas, and Raziel hovers and screeches above. Then a silver blade slits through the tent, and out jumps Madmartigan, wielding Saoirse's sword. Alarm! Nockmar soldiers and death dogs charge across the snow. Madmartigan battles them with incredible skill, backing towards the mountain slope. Willow crawls out from under the corner of the tent, clutching the baby. Madmartigan kills several soldiers, littering the snow with bodies and weapons. Willow reacts, impressed by Madmartigan's swordmanship. Madmartigan makes the mistake of acknowledging it, and he bows, proud and cocky.
Whoops.
He slips on the ice and catches himself. Nearby, a shield skids off along the snow.
Willow, jump on the shield.
Kale howls and thrashes inside the collapsed tent. Then he gashes it open with his huge black sword. He sees Willow and the baby get on the large shield.
Woman! Horses! After them!
Madmartigan runs towards the shield. Archers draw their bows. Madmartigan turns and sees Saoirse beside Kale.
Saoirse, I didn't betray you. I love you.
As arrows rain down around him, Madmartigan leaps onto the shield behind Willow. Sorsha watches them as they slide away down the mountain, Raziel flapping and shrieking overhead.
Kill them!
Gale waves his sword, and a crack squad of Nockmar's horsemen gallop down the mountain after the sled shield. Exterior down the snowy mountain day. Willow hugs the baby while he sits between Madmartigan's legs, and the shield zooms down the mountain, zigzagging through the trees. Madmartigan steers by using Sorsha's sword as a ski pole. The Nockmar horsemen gallop after them. The shield skips and flies over snowdrifts and bumps. Raziel squawks in terror above them, just missing trees and rocks. They pick up speed. Their eyes suddenly widen. Dead ahead is a huge wall of ice.
No!
Willow shuts his eyes. The shield speeds towards the wall. At the last moment, Madmartigan steers him into a small opening, little more than a crack. Raziel nearly smashes into the wall herself, soars up into the sky, and loses them. Interior ice tunnel day. They slide and sway down a long tube of ice, picking up incredible speed until they loop 360 degrees upside down and around and go shooting out a hole at the other end. Exterior mountainside day. They soar through the air. Madmartigan and Willow shriek in terror, but Alora Dannon giggles. She's having fun. But in the air, the shield goes one way and they go another, flipping and hanging onto one another and landing on soft snow with a flump. Inertia keeps them rolling. Clumped together, they tumble down the mountain, gathering snow as they go, bouncing and rolling into a snowball that gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Section 12, the village. Exterior, village, day. The snowball steamrolls towards a small village at the foot of the mountain. Children look up and squeal with delight while the adult villagers run for their lives. It plows through the middle of the village, scattering people and animals left and right. At last, it smashes against a stone house and cracks open like an egg. Raziel flies down and lands on top of the snowball, flapping her wings frantically. Who the hell is that? Madmartigan crawls out as the villagers rush up. They stand back in amazement. The baby starts crying. Am I still Madmartigan here?
Yep.
Willow! Willow! Are you all right? Madmartigan drags Willow and the baby out of the snow. Willow's body is limp. He's unconscious. Then a villager points up at the mountain.
King Kale!
Nockmar troops!
Oh, help us! In the distance, Kale and his squad of about 15 horsemen charge towards the village. The villagers flee into their huts and houses. Madmartigan scoops up Willow and the baby. Some villagers usher them around a corner and into a house just as Kale's army invades the town. Interior, house, cellar, day. Madmartigan is bustled underground through a cellar into a hidden storage room, and a disguised door shuts behind him. Men, women, and children huddle there in silence, like refugees or criminals. Madmartigan hands the crying baby to a woman, then lays Willow on the floor. Suddenly, a huge hand clamps on his shoulder. His old friend and rival, Ark Thalbear.
Madmartigan, settle down with the family, huh?
Madmartigan knocks Eric's hand away. You left me to die, friend.
You managed all right.
Is this what's left of your army? Among the refugees is a handful of war-battered warriors. One of them, an officer, looks out through the ceiling beams.
I'll keep that baby quiet.
They hear hoofbeats outside. Eric gives Madmartigan a flask of whiskey. He squirts whiskey into Willow's mouth, and Willow coughs and shudders awake. Exterior, village, day. Raziel flies onto a rooftop and looks down. Nockmar soldiers flood the village, dismounting, kicking down doors, searching houses. Then Raziel How do I say her name? Raziel?
Raziel. I think
Raziel.
that's her name. Yeah.
Then Raziel sees Kale riding alongside Sorsha. In her armor, at a distance, Sorsha looks fierce. But closer, her eyes show confusion, hesitation. Kale watches her closely as he waves his sword at the village.
Where is it? Tell us, or we'll burn your village. Sorsha!
He shakes her roughly. She dismounts. Raziel watches as Sorsha and two other soldiers enter the house where Madmartigan and Willow are hiding. Interior, house, cellar, day. Willow holds the baby tight. Madmartigan, Eric, and the officer watch through the cracks. Boots pound above, shaking dust down on them. A door opens. Nobody breathes. Willow buries the baby in his chest. Madmartigan peeks through the door. Sorsha, alone, comes down into the cellar. They see her. Searching. Eric's men reach for their swords, begin to draw.
Kill her.
Madmartigan shakes his head. You'll draw the others. Eric looks at Madmartigan curiously. Madmartigan watches Sorsha. She's right there, inches away. Inaudibly, he says her name. At last, she goes back upstairs. Interior, house, upstairs, day. Sorsha comes up and begins to leave with the other two soldiers. Interior, cellar. In Willow's arms, the baby lets out a cry. Interior, house, upstairs. Sorsha and the soldiers stop and draw swords. The baby's cry is suddenly drowned out by a loud screech. Raziel flaps in through a window and flies madly around the house, cawing and shrieking insanely. Sorsha and the soldiers sheath their swords and leave. Interior, cellar. Everyone sighs with relief. Exterior, village, day. In the distance, the Nockmar army is setting houses ablaze, and Kale is terrorizing the fleeing people with his sword. Sorsha mounts her horse. Her attention is momentarily caught by a man across the street who, from the back, looks like Madmartigan. She gasps. The man turns around. She sags with disappointment, spurs her horse, and rides off. The deadly squad of Nockmar horsemen gallops out of the village. Interior house, upstairs, day. Okay, is that me? It's
Yep.
not me. Okay.
No, what? Yeah, that's still you. Till we get to the red section.
No, I can hear Facebook going, barunk.
Probably me. Let me go. It's me.
Willow come upstairs with Eric and his men.
There we go. No more.
It's you they're after, Madmartigan. What did you do this time?
They're not after me. They want the baby. Living in the house is a scrawny, shifty-eyed man named Cuff. He watches and listens.
Who is this baby?
Willow steps forward, both protective and proud.
The princess, Elora Danan.
They all know of her. They all sigh with respect and awe as they bow.
The prophecy has come true. Yes, it's come true. Give her to us. We'll protect her.
Raziel screeches from a ceiling beam.
Not safe, not safe!
Willow looks up at Raziel hopefully.
We're taking her to Tir Asleen. She'll be safe there from Badmorda's powers.
Eric looks up at Raziel, then down at Willow. He clasps Madmartigan's arm.
Tir Asleen is a myth. It doesn't exist. It does! I will show you!
Eric impatiently waves the bird away and shoves Madmartigan in the chest.
You're gonna be a hero, Madmartigan? Huh? I've lost half my men fighting Kale and Badmorda and the Nockmar army. Huh? Now you and this Peck and that magpie up in the rafters are gonna take them all alone?
Then come with us. Eric angrily stabs his finger at the floor.
The war is here. And in towns and villages like this.
Eric crosses his arms and turns his back. looking out at the burning houses and the suffering families.
You're chasing a dream.
Just get me some horses. Eric glares at him furiously. Then he kicks open the door and storms out into the street. Mad Mardigan and Willow hurry after him. Exterior, mountainside, village outskirts, day. Eric and his men plus some villagers watch as Mad Mardigan mounts a large horse. Then some villagers help Willow wiggle up onto a small pony. They sling the baby over Willow's back and stuff saddlebags with provisions. Mad Mardigan, once again, Eric, we say goodbye. Sadly and cynically, Eric laughs.
One day, one of us will stand on the other's grave.
They shake hands ruggedly. Mad Mardigan nods at Willow and they head off. Eric watches them go, clearly ambivalent about staying behind. They ride up the snowy slope, Raziel circling above. We see Cuff. He scratches his filthy beard. He sneaks off through the village in the direction of the Nockmar army. Oh, what a bastard.
Yes, he is such a bastard. Let's see. Section 13, Caves and Castles. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that accent. All right. Exterior mountain day. Thanks, Simon. The snow circles around them as they climb. Then, oddly, the mountain becomes warmer, and the snow melts away. They reach a slope of dark, vitreous lava.
Nockmar, Nockmar!
Far away at the top of the mountain looms the ominous castle of Nockmar. The black lava flows from it like a deadly shadow. Exterior cave of the Borsisk day. Their horses rear up as they approach the mouth of the cave. Raziel waits for them, circling and cawing.
This way, the cave.
They dismount and lead the horses, but the horses panic, their frightening voices echoing deep in the gloomy cave, and they break away and run off. Willow swallows hard. He and Mad Mardigan follow Raziel inside. Interior cave of Borsisk day. Daylight is soon replaced by the orange glow of molten lava.
Sorry about that. Oh, am I Willow now?
Yes, now you're Willow.
And am I still Mad Mardigan as well?
Nope, that'd be Aubrey.
Okay.
We switch
Mad
here.
Mardigan, I can't stand being closed in spaces.
Want me to carry her, Laura?
I'm used to her. How's she doing?
Willow wears the papoose on his back. Mad Mardigan looks at it, or looks at the baby's face. She's doing a lot better than we are, Peck. Willow and Mad Mardigan laugh, which breaks the tension. Then a geyser of steam hisses near them, and a bat screeches somewhere, and the tension's back. They keep going. Interior, deeper in the cave. Hot liquid drips from the ceiling, hissing steam bubbles. Hissing steam bubbles from the floor. They go single file along a ledge over a foaming lava pit. Raziel is squawking way up ahead in the distance.
Sorry.
Willow, this may be a bad time to ask this question, but what if Raziel's wrong?
She can't be wrong. She's a very, very, very powerful sorceress.
She's a bird, Willow.
That's my fault, not hers. I've got to keep practicing. I'm still in the learning stage, but magic, Mad Mardigan, requires concentration and...
Watch it!
Ah!
Oh, that makes more sense. Mad Mardigan lunges and grabs Willow just as he is about to fall into a lava pit. He hauls him to safety, and they gasp with relief. Then they head deeper into the cave. They stop. They hear something. Something strange. Then something moves on the wall.
I hate this.
The cave walls come to life. Down them crawl ugly rock puffers, pillow-sized wall crabs that screech horribly like bats. Mad Mardigan fights them off with his sword. The rock puffers bloat themselves up, tripling their size. Mad Mardigan stabs one. Why? Mad Mardigan stabs one, and it hisses away like an untied balloon. Yeah. Suddenly, distant hoofbeats, thunder, and echo. Mad Mardigan flashes his sword and turns around, ready to defend Willow and the baby against the army. Go, Willow! Run! Run! Willow listens as the hoofbeats get louder and louder. At last, he turns and runs deeper into the cave. Mad Mardigan waits. The Nockmar soldiers now increased to 80, come charging down the cave. Kale rides in the lead alongside the turncoat Kuth. As they gallop along the ledge, Kuth makes the mistake of crowding Kale, who angrily elbows him, horse and all, into the boiling pit. The army tramples over the rock puffers, which explode underfoot. Mad Mardigan braces himself as they stampede toward him, but suddenly the horsemen all screech their horses to a halt. The horses rear and back away. Mad Mardigan stands there wondering. Then suddenly a shadow looms behind him. He turns. The Aborsisk roars, and the cave shakes and thunders. It's an enormous two-headed monster that doesn't like visitors. Willow! Willow! He turns around frantically. Willow is nowhere to be seen. The baby cries out. Mad Mardigan sees them cowering behind a rock. He runs towards them. The Aborsisk exhales flames over his head. Go after them! Soldiers obey Kale and go after Mad Mardigan. He fights them, hacking down a few, while a few others are incinerated by the Aborsisk. Sorcerer's horse rears as she watches Mad Mardigan battle for his life. Oh, interesting. Archers shoot arrows which pierce the Oborsisk and make it even angrier. Willow dips one of his magic acorns out of his pocket. A head of the Oborsisk gnashes at Mad Mardigan. Mad Mardigan looks to Willow for help. Hurry, Willow! Throw it! Willow winds up and throws with all his might. The Aborsisk blasts a flame, which startles Willow, wrecking his aim. Mad Mardigan's eyes pop open, and he ducks as the acorn whistles by his ear. The acorn bounces off a rock and flies back, trickles along the ground, and hits a Nockmar soldier who is already dead. The soldier's body turns to stone. Look out! One of Iborsisk's heads lunges towards the baby. Raziel dives like a rocket and attacks the monster's eyes. Willow whisks the baby away. Then Mad Mardigan leaps up on the Aborsisk. He climbs up over its flaming head and drives his sword down through its skull. The Aborsisk howls horribly, and its wounded head falls. Mad Mardigan topples down its back and leaps onto a horse, knocking its rider off, and all in one swashbuckling move scoops Willow and the baby up onto the back of the horse and gallops away. After them! But as the horses charge forward, the Aborsisk falls into its knees, half dead. The surviving head blasts the soldiers with fire. They rear back on their horses and continue to battle the monster with arrows and spears. Exterior cave, Tir Asleen day. They ride out of the mouth of the dark cave onto a lush valley of flowers. In the distance stands the beautiful castle of Tir Asleen. Raziel zooms out of the beautiful cave and flies above them as they gallop full speed toward it. She soars higher and higher and flies right over the castle wall. Exterior Tir Asleen Castle day. The door of the castle is half open. Mad Mardigan and Willow gallop inside. Interior Tir Asleen day. Raziel flies down to meet them as they ride into the castle courtyard. A haunting wind drones among 12 pillars which look like stone from the distance.
Tir Asleen!
There's nobody here.
They approach the 12 pillars.
The Knights of the Packard! The king's bravest warriors!
They approach the 12 pillars.
The knights of the packade, the king's bravest warriors.
Suddenly they hear hoofbeats and a war cry. Exterior, Tirazline Day. Kale and his army charges out of the cave and trample.
Trample across the Valley of Flowers. You're right there. You
Looks
muted
like she's
that,
got a disruption of some kind.
Okay, I'll take it up till she's ready. Interior Tir Asleen. Madmartigan rushes to the heavy door and strains to shut it.
Turn them back, Willow.
Willow stares at the 12 knights. You're muted, Aubrey.
How?
Use the Philosopher's Stone. Hurry! Invocation. Release them.
The castle door is rusted and old. Madmartigan heaves against it. Outside, he can hear the army storming toward him. Got it?
Sorry, guys, I got a call right as
That's okay.
so I had to let them know. So where am I?
We're right here. Willow digs out his.
Willow digs out his Philosopher's Stone. He squints and strains, concentrating his energy.
Beings within, beings without. Danu, Walkal, Funfotha.
He continues to chant and concentrate. One of the knights come to life.
I did it! Madmartigan, come here! Look, you've got to see this! I did it!
No! No!
Madmartigan heaves the door shut just as the army charges up, and he locks it with a huge bolt.
Section 14, Armor and Allegiances, Tur Asleen to Nockmar. In exterior, Tirazline Day. The Nockmar horsemen rear back from the locked door.
Assault! Scare the walls!
He sends his men in all directions. They leap off their horses and hack down trees from the nearby woods. Interior, Tirazline. Willow brings the knights to life, one by one.
Tuatha, Danu!
Each knight shakes himself into action. Madmartigan follows them in an armory.
Raziel, I transformed them all! I'm a magician!
You didn't transform them, Willow. You released them. That was nothing. Now, change me.
Willow's on a roll.
Vicky, you've got actions and inscriptions.
Oh, that's me. Willow's on a roll. He rubs his hands together.
I feel like I could do anything.
He drops his knees and stretches his Philosopher's Stone apart like an accordion. Exterior Tur Asleen Armory. Madmartigan and the knights grab weapons and armor. Two knights wheel a catapult out of the battlements. Madmartigan sees, displayed specially on a rack, a complete set of armor of shining silver. He reaches out to touch it.
Oh, that's me. It belonged to our king.
Interior Tur Asleen courtyard. The knights light a fire and boil vats of oil. Willow struggles to transform Raziel, trying to remember all he has learned.
Capture the energy, limitless power of will, of dark doth indict red Berkenheiken.
Raziel begins to change. From a bird, she expands, stretches, and turns into a goat.
Raziel, is that you? Uh-oh. What happened?
Raziel tilts her goat head.
I hate this.
Suddenly, flaming arrows rain down over the castle wall. Willow scoops up the baby, and he and Raziel run for cover. Exterior Tur Asleen. From their horses, Kyle and Sorsha watch as the soldiers climb the wall. They suddenly hear a hacking noise above, and several Nockmar men tumble down the ladders. Sorsha looks up. High on the wall stands Madmartigan, magnificently dressed in the glimmering armor of the king. Kael roars and points his deadly sword at Madmartigan. Then several soldiers attack the castle door with a huge battering ram and smash it open.
Aubrey, would you like to attack?
Attack!
Kael and Sorsha gallop into the castle with other Nockmar horsemen, while Madmartigan continues to battle attackers on the castle wall. Interior, Tur Asleen. Willow looks up at the horsemen charge into the courtyard. He makes a run for the hallway. 6 horsemen chase after him, jumping off their horses and drawing their swords. Sorsha dismounts, draws a sword, and strides up the stairs towards the top of the wall. Interior armory. Willow runs into the armory and sets the baby down in a corner. The 6 horsemen run in and corner him. He grabs an enormous broadsword, swings it like a baseball bat. The momentum of the heavy sword hurls Willow across the room. The blade pierces a Nockmar man. Willow grunts and yanks the sword out. The remaining soldiers come after him. Willow swings and flashes the sword as they close in on him. Exterior, Tur Asleen. In the courtyard, Raziel, the goat, butts a few soldiers as the battle rages. Up on the wall, Madmartigan stabs a minion and sends him hurtling down the wall. And then he turns around. 5 more enemy swordsmen slash at him. Madmartigan is amazing. Spinning, lunging, ducking. He takes out 1, 2, 3, 4 of them with ease, but not the 5th. It's the Nockmar lieutenant. He and Madmartigan sword fight. The lieutenant hacks a sword out of Madmartigan's hand and clatters down into the courtyard. Madmartigan throws up his arm. The lieutenant's sword clangs against his wrist armor, knocking Madmartigan onto his back. With 2 hands, the lieutenant lifts his sword high and goes to kill Madmartigan. Madmartigan shuts his eyes, but nothing happens. Madmartigan opens his eyes. The lieutenant stands there, frozen, staring at him, then falls forward, rolls over Madmartigan, and plummets off the wall. In his place stands Sorsha, holding a bloodied sword.
Sorsha.
Madmartigan.
He props himself up on his elbows and smiles.
Whose side are you on?
She reaches down and pulls Madmartigan to his feet.
Yours.
They look into each other's eyes. They go to embrace.
Arg!
Out of nowhere, a Nockmar minion attacks him, his sword flashing over his head. Sorsha hardly moves. She simply dusts him off the wall with her sword. She turns back to Madmartigan.
I love you.
Their armor clanks as they draw their arms around each other and kiss, high up on the castle wall. Interior, Tur Asleen courtyard. Kael looks up from his horse.
Sorsha!
He sees Sorsha and Madmartigan coming down the wall, fighting Nockmar troops. Kael holds up his great hand. In it, he holds the baby.
The duck!
Kael waves his men after Sorsha and Madmartigan.
Kill them! Kill them both!
He laughs viciously and then gallops towards the castle door. As he reaches it, he abruptly stops. Exterior, Tur Asleen. 200 horsemen are charging straight towards Kael, led by Erk Thalbear. Closer, riding in Erk's saddlebags with their tiny daggers flashing, are the long-lost brownies, Timu and Ruel. Interior, Tur Asleen. Kael stuffs the baby deep inside his tunic.
We are back. Troops, to Nockmar! Ride with me!
Exterior, Tur Asleen. Kael and his men gallop across the Valley of Flowers and hack their way through Eric's army. Exterior, Turazlin. Kael and his men gallop across the Valley of Flowers, out of the armory, wounded and bleeding.
I'm sorry. There were too many of them.
Mad Mardigan scoops them up. With 7 surviving knights, they ride out. Exterior Turazlin. Many of Kael's men fall in battle, but Kael and a dozen horsemen plow through and escape into the cave. Mad Mardigan rides up to Thauber, and their horses powerfully dance around each other.
Out for a little ride in the country, Eric?
Thought you might get lonely, Mad Mardigan.
Then they drop the bravado and clasp hands.
Thank you, friend.
Let's go.
They charge into the cave. The clamor of their hoofbeats echoes and then fades to silence. The valley is littered with fallen soldiers. Then Raziel trots out of the castle. She clip-clops across the valley and follows the others to the cave. Exterior volcanic mountainside day. The Nockmar horsemen race out of the cave and gallop up the obsidian mountain towards the dark castle. The army of Turazlin thunders out of the cave in pursuit. Arrows fire back and forth. The Turazlin army stays right on the enemy's tail. Willow hangs on to Mad Mardigan for dear life. Eric and Mad Mardigan ride side by side, perfect teamwork, and cut a few Nockmar men down. Then Mad Mardigan turns and sees Sorsha ride up past everybody. What a rider she is. She surprises a couple of Nockmar soldiers, sword fighting as she rides, killing them both. But she can't catch Kael. He rides ahead of everyone else, whipping his horse at an incredible speed towards the castle. The chase continues up the mountain. The Turazlin army keeps firing arrows at the enemy or cutting them down with their swords until only 2 Nockmar men ride behind Kael. At last, Kael reaches the castle drawbridge and leaps onto it as it begins to rise. His 2 remaining horsemen leap after him, but fall short and tumble into the dry, craggy moat. The drawbridge shuts with a loud, echoing clong. Mad Mardigan and Eric screech to a halt on the brink of the moat. They look up. The castle looms huge, dark, powerful, evil.
Sorsha! Any way in there?
Sorsha rides up to his side.
No, the fortress is protected on all sides.
The Turazlin warriors, dwarfed by the huge black wall, look at one another with doubt and worry.
Make camp. We'll assault at dawn.
The army dismounts and begins to unpack supplies. It is late in the day and shadows lengthen towards evening.
Section 15, Siege of Nockmar Castle. Interior Nockmar Castle, late afternoon. Kael carries the baby through the castle and climbs up the gloomy, narrowing stairs of the Queen's Tower. He comes to a large door and hesitates a moment, showing fear, then creaks the door open. Interior Queen's Tower, Bavmorda looks up. Kael cowers, afraid of her evil power.
Kael.
Carved into the floor is a magician's circle, and in the very middle of this sacrificial altar, made of shining copper, Bavmorda stands over the altar wearing black robes. Behind her stand 2 decrepit druids. Kael bows.
Queen Bavmorda, I have the child.
The baby squirms and cries. Seething with hate, Bavmorda reaches out her arms, then shrinks back.
We must start the ritual.
She hears noises outside the castle.
Who is that? An army of rebels and traitors.
Bavmorda closes her eyes, holds out her hands, and feels the vibrations and energy around her. Psychically.
Where is Sorsha? She has turned against you.
Bavmorda opens her eyes furiously. To her druids.
Purify the altar. Arrange the implements. I'll deal with Sorsha.
The druids take the baby from Kael. Bavmorda storms out the door. Exterior Knockmar Castle dusk. The Tir Asleen rebels pitch tents and build fires. Then they feel a terrible presence and look up at the castle wall. Amidst torches and hideous minions, Bavmorda leers down at them and laughs.
This is not an army!
Sorsha looks up, and her mother seems to laugh right at her. Madmartigan steps forward. Seeing him in the armor of the king, Bavmorda stops laughing, taken aback.
Willow, get out of here! Quick, hide!
Raziel suddenly butts Willow into a tent. Interior tent. Willow tumbles into the tent.
Get down! The ritual chant! Quick! Protect yourself.
Why?
Just do it.
Willow takes out his philosopher's stone and begins to chant. Exterior Knockmar Castle. Madmartigan faces the queen.
We've come for Lord Dunnan. Turn her over to us.
Bavmorda stabs her finger down at him.
You dare to challenge me? You are not warriors. You're pigs.
She waves her hand, casting a horrible spell over the army. Madmartigan's body begins to change its shape. His armor breaks apart. He grows hideous.
You're pigs!
The rebel soldiers panic and run. Slowly, horribly, they all expand and contort, ripping out their armor and clothes, casting down their weapons and shields. Mother! No!
You made your decision.
Bavmorda points at Sorsha, and Sorsha too begins to change. The mountainside becomes a sea of writhing flesh. Every one of the Tir Asleen army is transformed into a pig. Interior, Queen's Tower dusk. Bavmorda throws open the door. Her druids are binding the baby in a leather thong.
Begin the ritual! Now! Light the first candle.
A druid lights one of the 13 enormous candles. Bavmorda glares up at the roof. In the middle of it is a large circular hole showing the starlit sky.
Come, thunder. Come, lightning. Touch this altar with your power. Come into my tower.
Lightning flashes faintly, and thunder rumbles in the distance. Bavmorda smiles with satisfaction. A druid places the baby on the altar. The other druid hits a loud gong once.
Bong.
Morta enters the magician's circle. Her face contorts as she recites.
Dark runes, dark powers. Blend and bind, blend and bind. Universal night and the might of Knockmore.
Magically, she produces a razor-sharp knife. Lightning flashes again, getting closer. Interior tent night. Willow is crouched on his knees, chanting with his eyes closed.
It's over, Willow. You did well. You protected yourself.
Willow looks up. He hears the grunting outside. With great trepidation, he crawls to the tent floor. Exterior Knockmar Castle, outside the tent night. Willow shudders in horror at the grotesque sight. Amid horses and tents and weapons, hundreds of pigs wander about. Willow stands and walks through them. He looks down at one point and sees Rule and Timo, 2 tiny baby pigs. Then he turns and runs back into the tent. Interior tent night. Willow collapses to his knees beside Raziel.
I've come all this way, and now Laura Dunnan's going to die.
No, I can't. I can still defeat Bavmorda.
She's too powerful, Raziel.
Raziel sternly stamps the ground with her hoof.
A true magician, Willow, never surrenders. Oh, she is a sorceress. I am a sorceress. Transform me now, and I will destroy her. Hexagram.
Willow grabs a sword and draws a hexagram around Raziel. He steps outside of it, holds up his philosopher's stone, and begins his magic.
Banish all disturbing forces from this place. Fire, water, Above and below. Balance. Balance. Balance.
Raziel begins to change. Willow wrestles with his own powers of concentration and will, now and then losing strength.
Don't give up, Willow.
He chants and strains. Raziel momentarily changes into a partly formed grotesque creature, then into a deer, and then she begins human. At last she becomes herself, a once beautiful and now elderly woman. Willow covers her unclothed body with a simple smock.
Raziel.
She looks down at her old hands, then her eyes focus with purpose.
We've got a lot of work to do, Willow. Bring in our brave men.
Willow opens a tent. Some pigs shuffle in, and Raziel begins to change them back into warriors. Exterior, Nockmar Castle, night. Stationed high on the wall, 3 Nockmar minions laugh and drink. Then they hear the terrible scream of the baby. They look up at the Queen's Tower. Interior Queen's Tower, a druid hits the ceremonial gong twice. Gong, gong. The baby shrieks. Standing over her, Bapmorda crushes a piece of glass with her bare hands and drops the fragments into a witch's bottle.
Black fire forever kindles within. Let the second rite begin.
With a pair of razor-sharp shears, she clips the baby's tiny fingernails and sprinkles them into the witch's bottle. The bottle glows and sparks, and the heavens answer with distant thunder. Exterior Nockmar Castle night. In the dark, Tyr Asleen camp, some figures crouch low and hurry from tent to tent. Closer, the faces of rebel warriors watching the castle wall. Fear. Interior tent night. Willow, Raziel, Madmartigan, Sorsha, Eric Thalbar, and a dozen rebel warriors argue back and forth.
Uphill with our rough weapons? We'll never make it.
Alor Dannon will die.
By dawn, upon 13 tolls of the runic drum.
Simon, I think that's you.
Bapmorda's too powerful. We need more forces. I say we retreat.
The other warriors agree.
Bavmorda cannot transform you. I've protected this camp with a spell.
Can you use your magic to get our men into the fortress, Raziel?
Raziel shakes her head.
Bavmorda has shielded it with a spell of her own.
The warriors grumble and protest. In a corner, Rule and Timo poke their heads in under the canvas. Curiously, they look at Willow, who sits in silence and deep thought, scratching the ground with his fingernail. The warriors rumble.
Wait!
Willow jumps to his feet. They all turn to him.
I have an idea. Back in my village, we catch a lot of hedgehogs.
Willow, this is war, not agriculture.
I know, but this is a way to get into that castle.
They all gather around Willow to listen. Interior Queen's Tower night. Thunder rumbles. Bapmorda looks up. Her face is gradually becoming more grotesque as the ritual proceeds. A druid hits the gong 3 times. Now 3 candles are lit. The baby screams on the altar. With a demonic laugh, Bapmorda digs her hands into a deep vat of blood, then raises them over her head. The blood runs down her arms into the folds of her black cloak. Interior tent night. They all look at Willow.
It's too much work.
It can't be done.
Kyle will never fall for it. Willow looks hopefully at Madmartigan.
I don't know, Willow.
Madmartigan, you promised me you'd take care of Elora Danan like your own daughter. She is all that matters. Are you going to abandon her?
Madmartigan turns away and scratches his beard.
Come on, Madmartigan. You gonna listen to a peck? You and I are warriors. You know this plan will never work.
Frustrated and torn, Madmartigan brushes Eric away. The men rally with Eric. Madmartigan goes over to Sorsha.
We'll probably die here, Sorsha.
I have no family. The gong rings 4 times. Raziel turns to Eric and his men.
If we do not fight and the baby dies, all hope for the future is lost. I shall face the danger alone if I have to.
The men shake their heads.
Me too.
Madmartigan, still torn by indecision, raises his arm and silences the protest.
Time is running out. We must now decide who's going to leave and who's going to stay.
Section 16, Confrontations. Exterior, Nockmar Castle, night. Light pulsates in the Queen's Tower. Interior, Queen's Tower, night. The druids cower behind Bavmorda, whose face has taken on the hideous features of a hellish beast. The baby has been streaked with ritual paint. Her voice growls a sickening chant, and the light shoots out of her claw-like fingers, enveloping the baby. The baby levitates above the altar in a cocoon of light. Exterior, Nockmar Castle, dawn. The sun rises over the volcanic mountain. The gong strikes 12 times. Pan across the slope outside the castle. The Tir Asleen army is gone. Littered across the ground are flattened tents, broken wagons, and discarded shields. The wind howls, taking bits of debris with it. Alone on the deserted mountainside stand Willow and Raziel.
Time is running out.
Surrender! Nockmar soldiers peer down and laugh. Willow and Raziel trek closer to the castle wall. Willow cups his mouth. We are all-powerful magicians. Give us the baby, or we will destroy you. Nockmar soldiers roar with laughter.
Kill them!
The great drawbridge falls across the moat. Willow clutches a spear and trembles nervously.
Patience, Willow.
Courage, Willow. Hoofbeats. 8 horsemen ride out of the castle with swords high. Willow lifts his spear with 2 hands, turns, and smashes the spear on the ground, striking a loud war drum. Suddenly, Madmartigan leaps out of the ground on horseback, and the entire mountainside comes to life. Tents and shields fly away, and out of pits and trenches the Tir Asleen army charges with one loud war cry. The 8 Nockmar horsemen are quickly cut down. The rebels storm across the drawbridge into the castle. Eric Thobear scoops Willow up on his horse, and Sorsha scoops Raziel up on hers. Interior, Nockmar, courtyard, continuous. Madmartigan leads the assault, cutting down Nockmar minions as they run out to defend the fortress. Sorsha slides off her horse with Raziel. Eric sets Willow down. Sorsha leads Willow and Raziel into a dark hallway. Rebel warriors storm into the courtyard. Madmartigan circles behind Eric, their horses dancing handsomely.
Squash him!
In unison, their swords flash as they charge across the courtyard, chopping down the enemy. Is that supposed to be interior?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Interior, castle hallway, day. Sorsha hurries Willow and Raziel down the dark hallway. They come to a corner.
No, Willow!
She grabs him by the collar and yanks him back. A huge death dog leaps out with a gnashing roar, and Sorsha kills it with her sword. Willow sags with relief, and the women grab his hands and haul him further down the tunnel. Interior, tower, stairway, day. They come to the gloomy stairs that corkscrew up into the Queen's Tower. Willow climbs nervously behind Raziel and Sorsha. At the top in the door, light throbs behind it. Suddenly, they hear a loud shriek, and the door shakes and bangs. Willow falls to his knees, frozen with fear.
I will face my mother alone.
Willow and Raziel stay back on the stairs. Sorsha climbs to the door. Courageously, she opens it. Interior, Queen's Tower, day. Bavmorda's monstrous face fills the screen.
Sorsha!
Sorsha recoils in horror. Bavmorda looks barely human. She has transformed into a grotesque witch. She waves her gnarled hand, and her druids attack Sorsha. Sorsha kills them. The baby lies under a death-like spell on the copper altar.
I won't let you kill her.
Bavmorda's voice is a demonic growl.
You are a weakling, like your father. Or can you not see that I am about to become all powerful?
Lightning explodes overhead. Sorsha lunges for the baby, but Bavmorda stops her with a powerful energy force.
No!
Pulsating light lifts Sorsha, levitates
Sorry.
her across the room and drives her towards a wall of spikes. Just as she is about to be impaled, another force stops her. Bavmorda can sense the source of it.
So yeah.
The door flies open. The 12 burning candles all blow out. There stands Raziel. Sorsha falls to the floor unconscious. Raziel raises her arms magnificently. The sorceresses face each other. Interior, castle courtyard, day. Battle rages. Mad Mardigan and Eric lead the assault, and the Tir Asleen rebels push back the Nockmar minions. Down low, where weapons and bodies fall and horses clop and stamp, the brownies scurry along in terror, arms crossed over their heads looking for shelter. Like mice, they dart up some stairs. Then a huge boot nearly crushes them. That's rude!
So rude! You're trying
and-
to forget us here!
They dive away and look up. Towering high above them, Kale lets out a loud war cry and brandishes two weapons, a huge sword and a huge axe. Mad Mardigan and Eric turn to see Kale. They look at each other. Like samurai warriors, they stand ready. Kale readies his weapons and charges towards them. Interior, tower, stairway, day. Willow creeps towards the door. It suddenly throbs and flashes. He jumps back. Interior, Queen's Tower, day. Bavmorda and Raziel oppose each other, circling the altar. The air between them crackles and sparks with the concentration of energy between them.
The baby will be queen. It has been foretold, Bavmorda.
My ritual will kill the prophecy. Now the child dies with it. His energy will be exiled in oblivion. You see? I hold the power of the universe!
Not until your ritual is complete.
And who will stop me? The elements are slaves to my command.
She points at the sky. As if obeying her, lightning flashes and thunder cracks.
There is no one who can match your sorcery except me.
Raziel waves her arms and light suddenly swirls around the room. Bavmorda counters and chairs come to life, turning into beasts. Objects fly about. The tower becomes a storm of chaos and witchcraft. Interior, castle, courtyard, day. Kale swings his axe and sword at Eric and Mad Mardigan. He roars at his army, and 6 Nockmar swordsmen hurry over to fight with him. Mad Mardigan and Eric split up. Mad Mardigan battles the 6 swordsmen. Eric battles Kale, who backs Eric upstairs on the castle wall. Mad Mardigan fights in the courtyard. He hears a yell and looks up. Kale strikes Eric down.
Eric!
Eric falls down the stairs. Mad Mardigan finishes off the swordsman, then runs to him, grabs his bleeding body.
Eric! Eric!
Mad Mardigan, you're a brave warrior, a true friend, a good man.
We're gonna win this war, Eric.
An incredible smile lights up Eric's face as he dies. Mad Mardigan stands, picks up his sword, and goes up the stairs after Kale.
And 17, Willow the Magician. Interior Queen's Tower day. The sorceresses continue their battle. They change each other into various beasts. They fight, physically and magically. In the midst of chaos, the door opens. Willow pokes in his head, reacting in fear, then sneaks around the wall of the room and makes a dash for the baby.
As above, so below, universe of evil, Raziel, it conquers even you.
Bathmorda hurls a final spell at Raziel, crippling her, throwing her into the corner. Bathmorda laughs and goes to the altar. The baby is gone. Willow races toward the door with the baby, and the door suddenly slams shut. Bathmorda's voice roars out.
Stop! Bring back the child!
Willow stops. He turns around. Bathmorda towers over him, grotesque, monstrous, poised to destroy Willow with her magic.
Who are you?
I am Willow Ufgood. I'm a magician.
Bathmorda laughs. Willow slowly walks toward her. He digs into his pocket, takes out the last magic acorn.
I am a great magician.
Willow throws the acorn at Bathmorda. Her hand shoots out and catches it. The acorn begins to turn her to stone, petrifying her hand, her wrist, her arm. Willow backs away, feeling successful. But with intense concentration of her evil will, Bathmorda fights off the acorn spell. It reverses. Her arm, wrist, and hand turn back to flesh. She crushes the acorn in her fingers and lets the dust fall to the floor.
Is that the extent of your power?
Willow stands there helplessly. Thunder cracks and lightning flashes through the open ceiling above the altar. Interior castle courtyard day. The Tir Asleen rebels, outnumbering and overpowering the Nockmaar army, fight toward ultimate victory. Madmartigan battles Kale on the wall outside the Queen's tower. Up and up they go, a spectacular sword fight, until finally Madmartigan stabs Kyle through the heart. Kyle screeches and falls through the air into the moat.
For Eric.
Madmartigan hurries toward the top of the tower. Interior Queen's Tower day. Bathmorda looks up at the sky, then down at Willow.
Place it on the altar.
No, you can't have her.
By ritual, by sorcery, I will draw the lightning and send this child into the destructive realm.
Willow straightens up, boldly, courageously.
And with my magic, I'll send her into the...
He gropes for a word. Bathmorda laughs at him.
You're no magician.
Into the good.
Bathmorda instantly stops laughing. Her eyes flash.
Even I don't have the power to do that. You're a fraud.
Willow suddenly starts chanting, loudly and desperately. Raziel opens her eyes and watches. The chanting confuses Bathmorda. Then cleverly, Willow whips the baby under his legs and behind his back, and suddenly she's gone.
Impossible! Impossible! Bardock! Bardock!
Bathmorda flies into a rage. She lunges across the copper altar. Thunder and lightning. A bright fork of lightning, conjured by her own evil, shoots in through the ceiling and strikes her. She howls in pain. Her body contorts and bursts into flame and burns into a shriveling pillar of ash. Madmartigan breaks open the door and storms in. He scoops up Sorsha, reviving her with a kiss. And as if Bathmorda's death has ended evil and oppression, Raziel stands up with renewed strength.
Willow, how did you do that?
Willow bends down under a nearby chair and picks up the sleeping baby.
It was just the old disappearing pig trick.
Elora Danan's eyes open, and sunlight floods into the tower. Exterior Tir Asleen day. Flags fly high above the wondrous castle. The valley is lush with flowers, and the kingdom is once again alive with happy activity. At the door of the castle, Willow stands beside the cute little white pony. The court of Tir Asleen has gathered to see him off. Madmartigan, in robes and armor worthy of a king, stands proudly beside his queen, Sorsha, who holds the baby princess, Elora Danan. A trumpet blares. Raziel comes forward from inside the castle, dressed in druid robes, carrying a sacred book.
Willow Ufgood, take this book of sorcery. You are on your way to becoming a great magician.
Willow accepts the book. Everyone applauds. Willow smiles gratefully and humbly. He glances down and notices Rule and Timo, who have been civilized to a degree, with page boy uniforms, fuzzy haircuts, and nifty little swords.
Hey, we look good, huh? We look so good.
Madmartigan and Sorsha come forward with Elora Danan.
Your dream has come true, Madmartigan.
Madmartigan smiles with thanks.
Goodbye, Pack.
Willow has one last look at the baby. She smiles and giggles at him. He happily gives her a kiss.
Farewell, Elora Danan.
Suddenly, Willow flies up into the air. Madmartigan lifts him onto the pony's back. Willow and Madmartigan shake hands warmly, and Willow rides across the Valley of Flowers, everyone waving goodbye to him. Exterior Nelwyn Village Day. Musicians strike up a welcoming march. Willow rides through his village on his little pony, proudly carrying the sacred book. The Nelwyn people swarm around him, wild with excitement and celebration. Migosh runs up, deliriously happy. The High Aldwin comes forward, beaming with pride, and honors Willow with a nod of approval. Willow presents him with the book. Old Burklecut peers out. His mouth drops open, and he shrinks away from the crowd. Willow! Willow stands up in his stirrups. He sees Kaya fighting her way through the crowd to reach him.
Kaya!
He jumps off his pony and runs to her. They collide, kiss and embrace. Then Rannan and Minz jump on their father and hug him. Family and friends smother their homecoming hero with love. The end.
La 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 la.
Well, that was fun.
Yay!
Huzzah.
We did it!
Everybody did wonderfully.
Ah, so good.
Excellent.
was fun.
Hey, what about us? We have nothing. We got no lines.
I know! You guys
It's
had no
such a
lines.
disgrace.
It was incredibly rude of the scriptwriter.
How incredible. The script writers, they know nothing of pure perfection.
It is what happens when you let George Lucas write things unsupervised.
Why is he write these things? They've never tried to make it. We should really fight in each other direction. Seriously.
You guys are great.
The end. No, that's how I should have been written.
I wonder how many of the Brownies lines were unscripted and how many of them
A
actually
lot of
did
them.
write back in, because we know they had lines in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
that was just they're like just go along with whatever you're doing. Just it's fine. You'll know what to do.
Just sound
Obviously.
French will make your voices pitch high.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, we got it. Don't worry. We have it, of course.
It's funny.
Oh,
They
no.
sound more like French Canadians than they do like Parisian French.
Yeah, the actual French accent is so different, but that's where you get like the dirty Frenchman sounds from
Yes,
that.
you have the simple French accent, which is like a fine wine, and then you have the tabarnak, the French Canadian. You vote for me, I give you free beer, eh?
Oui. Yes, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Only if
So
you
funny.
give me poutine too.
Yes, but none of that bacon.
Don't do it. None of the German shit.
I
Give me
work-
all of the other stuff. It's fine. Let's win.
Well, the funny thing is, when you take French in school in Canada, we are taught Parisian French.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Then you go to Quebec and they go, "What are you saying? I do not understand you. You sound like the shit."
Like I do not know what you are saying. Please, you must be much more good with your the way you pronounce things. Everything you must be good at it.
Yeah, I worked in Quebec for a year. That was fun.
Doing what?
Basic training, among other things.
Oh man,
Ah, yes.
cool. It's awesome.
Yeah. at Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu. Yeah, had to basically learn French by immersion. I mean, we had an English platoon, but we had a lot of staff that were primarily French, so we'd have to help them with their English sometimes.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one really
Cool.
particularly funny French dialect joke, but I won't say it here because it's got some bad words.
Oh, it's not good. Mm.
Oh no, it's really funny. It's just I don't want you to get in trouble with whoever like when you post it on YouTube.
I think it's
Well.
streaming live right now, I think.
Yeah, it's streaming live.
Oh, this is going straight to YouTube. I can say it if you guys want, but just a heads up, there's
No,
two.
probably not.
No, let's keep it family
Unless you want to
friendly-ish.
substitute words, but
There
yes,
we go. Yeah, I'll just send it to you guys in the Facebook chat afterwards, maybe,
sure.
if I remember.
Totally.
The funny thing is, I have sworn more now on YouTube because of scripts that I've read, and I'm, you have the choice. You can change the word to friggin' or whatever you want. We don't say people have to swear here. But as soon as I started this on this group, I went, I am not changing the script, and I've been very vulgar.
Yes.
Ooh.
Actually, I prefer to do the things as they are written, but it's only just because character-wise or whatever. That's fine.
And all that.
Yeah.
This was
It-
fun. What's next?
I'm not sure what's next. We'll probably do a television script next, and probably
Yes.
not the Star Trek one because we want to have some time to take a look at the scripts and make sure we have enough lead time to get folks to join in. So I'll take a look and I'll put a poll up, and a quick poll, and we can figure what's next. But there's several different choices.
I'm interested to see what's on the table.
Yep. Well, I have
Yes.
no idea at the top of my head. I'll have to take a look, see what I've got in the database available for scripts. So there's quite a few different genres in there too. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm super happy that we did this script. I adore this movie. It's such a great movie. So much fun.
Yeah.
This was a good distraction for me too. As I said, this is day 7 sober, so
Hey, you've
Yeah.
got this. Seriously,
So-
you've got this.
so
So
this is helpful. This gave me something else to look forward to aside from vices. So,
Mhm. No, distractions are great when it comes to changing our lifestyles.
yes, from
well, I
habits.
appreciate you guys. I really do.
Well, I should probably get going because I have to go back to what I was doing before.
okay,
So doing this. So
your tax is done.
yeah, I gotta get those taxes done.
Thank
And
you
I need
so
to
much,
go.
Aubrey.
Done, yes.
Of course. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Aubrey.
I gotta go too. My bum is numb. So
Okay.
Get around
Well,
and walk.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for finishing this movie, and we hope to see you in the
Yay.
future for sure.
Yeah.
next time.
And yes,
time.
you are a
I'm excited.
wonderful addition to our group.
Yeah, so we'll have a week off, and then because I need time to prep the next script, and then we'll have a television script, and then a week off, and then a movie script, which will take 2 weeks probably, and then a week off. So it's movie for 2 weeks, pause, television 1 week, pause, so on and so forth. This is a general pattern. Now, come summertime, things might change a bit because my schedule changes a bit in summer. So I have some weeks where Tuesdays aren't free. So, but through June, that should, or through the end of June-ish, that should be the general pattern.
Okay.
Which one of you is in Alberta again?
Me,
That'd be
Right.
Vicky.
Did you say our tax deadline is today too?
what was that?
Is our
Oh,
tax deadline today
no.
here?
No, I didn't.
You have
Okay.
till the
I
end of the
didn't.
month.
No, we're just Americans, so
Pushed
we
my
have
tax
to do
yet,
that.
so it made me nervous for a second.
Sorry, it's because California. Whee.
Yes. Right then. Off I pop.
Right then.
All right. Have fun.
Goodbye.
Have
And
fun.
goodbye, everyone who's watching
Go up in
YouTube.
the castle.
Hope you had fun.
Yes. Good night. I love you all.
Yes. Good night.
Yay.
All the loves. Bye.
It doesn't.
night.
Okay, there we go. Now it's a heart.
Yeah,
There you
can't do
go.
that.
Now it's a heart.
All right. Off we
All
go.
right. Bye.
Night.
Good night.
So, yeah, my son
So,
isn't here either, but
Did you want to get together and look at the list that we have, or do you just, like you said, you're going to look at your database? So,
yeah, let me pause recording here, and then we'll take a look at the
right, I forgot about that.
not
It
in the
has
meeting.
stopped.
Yep. Let's see. The live stream's still going though, so let me finish that up and stop.